Today we are going to talk about social media violations of HIPAA. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, known as HIPAA, was created in 1996 to protect patients' personal health information from being shared to unauthorized sources. HIPAA is a law created by the federal government to ensure patients' privacy. Patients themselves get to choose who their personal health information is shared with. As a medical student, it is important to familiarize yourself with all of the parts of this law now so that you do not break it in the future. This will become especially prevalent as you start your rotations as a third-year medical student. The rules that HIPAA state are ones that, if broken, could lead to serious consequences for providers who are in violation. Some of these consequences could include academic or medical probation, being kicked out of medical school, a fine up to $50,000, or a jail sentence up to 1 year. If your violation is not as major, it is possible that just a long talk with the dean or advisor will be necessary.
Being educated about the rules of HIPAA is crucial now more than ever because of how widespread social media is today. When HIPAA was first mandated in 1996, social media was not a prevalent source for sharing information. This made the law a lot easier to follow in the past. Social media has blurred the lines of what is and is not allowed to be shared. Nothing that you share or send on social media is as secure as you might think. Many medical students have a strong social media presence since social media is so popular today. They may not realize that sharing certain patient details on their social media to their virtual friends is a huge violation. Violations of HIPAA are rising more than ever in medical practice due to the increased use of social media. This is Nate Lance, an M3 medical student who is excited about being a physician. He has a large following on social media and wants to document his experience as a med student to share with his followers. The following are examples of what Nate could post.
Hey guys, it's Dr. Nate here. We're at St. Vincent's, finished up removing this patient's gallbladder. Procedure went well. I actually helped out with a few sutures. Really loving this rotation, and recovery is looking well for this patient. Excited for the future procedures to come.
Using what you know about HIPAA, think about things that Nate said or did in this video that would be a violation of HIPAA. Now we are going to break down the violations that happened in his vlog. First, Nate identifies what hospital the surgery took place at. This is a direct identifier to where the patient was and where the surgery was performed. Also, in the background was the patient's name, date of birth, and the type of procedure the patient had. So everyone that sees his vlog will know the specifics of this patient and their case. That is a violation of that patient's privacy. Also, he tells the date of the surgery so everyone knows where and when this specific patient had the procedure. Another issue is that the patient's face is shown in this video, and Nate did not ask the patient for consent to be videoed, which is illegal. Make sure that when discussing a patient's case, all details are left out unless the patient consented otherwise.
Hey guys, it's Dr. Nate here. Recently did a gallbladder surgery where we removed a patient's gallbladder, and the surgery went really well. Can't really talk too much about it, but I got to do a couple sutures, which was really cool. Really loving this whole rotation. Really can't wait to do some more surgeries and become a real doctor one day.
This second video that Nate created was an acceptable way to communicate information on social media that did not violate HIPAA. In this video, Nate is in his room and not at the hospital and does not specify where this surgery took place. He does not disclose the date of the surgery either, instead just explaining that he did this recently, which is a vague term that does not specify a time. Nate does not identify the patient in any way because he does not tell the viewers any identifiable details. In this example, Nate provided minimal details about this surgery, avoiding any identifiable information. Instead, he just wanted to share his feelings of excitement about getting to be in rotations as an M3 medical student.
As you can see, following all the rules of HIPAA can be confusing and difficult to keep track of. Many times, healthcare providers are deterred from making social media posts due to a fear of accidentally violating a specific policy. That being said, there are some suggestions based on HIPAA's own literature that can help you to not violate any rules. First, the easiest way to avoid any problems with HIPAA is to obtain informed written consent from the patient. With their informed consent, you can post relevant information to their case without worrying about many of the protocols. This is by far the best way to prevent HIPAA violations, but if consent can't be obtained, there are some other suggestions. Do not post any gossip about patients. This seems like common sense, but gossip about a patient, even without obvious identifying information, can be a problem. Do not post any information that could allow a certain individual to be indirectly identified. This can be tricky, but make sure you go through as many scenarios as possible to ensure your post won't lead back to the patient. Next, make sure that any pictures or videos posted from a healthcare setting do not show any patients or PHI. In addition, even things shared in private groups can qualify as HIPAA violations, so follow these suggestions even if it's only being sent to specific individuals. Finally, if you are confused about a post or conflicted on whether it might violate HIPAA, ask a superior or find someone who might be a HIPAA specialist to help you. It is much better to be safe than sorry.
Patient privacy is one of the core principles of healthcare, and a violation of such can have serious consequences as seen in this video. The growing use of social media has allowed for information to be shared much easier amongst a significantly wider audience, and therefore, healthcare professionals have to be very cautious when it comes to sharing medical information. Know the laws regarding HIPAA before sharing or posting any information that could possibly jeopardize patient privacy, or just don't share the information at all. A violation of these laws could cost you your medical license. Think before you post.